In last lecture, we saw about difference between GPT 3.5 and GPT 4. Now, whether you are using 3.5 or whether you are using 4, how effectively and efficiently you use it depends upon how much you know this technique, which is called prompt priming. So, to understand that, let us see. Prompt priming is the practice of providing some initial input to the model before generating a response. Now, what does that mean? Let us try to understand. See this adjacent diagram. This diagram is the middle stage of data science life cycle. On the left side, there is data collection stage. That is actually the stage where you give prompt in your browser, you write some question, and that question travels through the internet all the way to the OpenAI website. Okay. Of course, that data needs to be cleaned, it should be properly uh, engineered so that it is suitable for making model. So this middle stage, which is shown in the figure, is model building stage. And on the right side, which is again not shown in the figure, is the deployment stage. We don't need to worry about how data is collected by OpenAI and how it is cleaned. That is their problem. And similarly, we don't have to bother about how they deploy their model. In fact, in response to your prompt, they deploy instantaneously a model. But we are interested in this part, model building. And there also these technical things we are not much interested, but basically just uh, overview of what model building means. Model building means exposing your model or AI model to some corpus of data. Now, if you don't do any prompt priming, that means you are giving very generic prompts. Like for example, you are saying that give me list of top 10 Hollywood movies. Then it is very generic. So it will have to scan its entire corpus on Hollywood movie, and then it will create a model, and then that model will give you the answer, which will obviously be time consuming, and which will be with the answer will also be less customized to your requirement. But you can do some prompt priming, that is some give some initial input to the model before generating the response. For example, tell it that I want to give Hollywood movie CD to my kid who is 10 to 12 years old and who mostly likes to watch animation movies with happy endings, and please avoid uh, nudity, vulgarity, violence, etc. And then that big corpus about Hollywood movie knowledge corpus is suddenly narrowed down to this small corpus. And now the model building will be very fast because the model has to be built only on that corpus. Animated movie, 10 to 12 years, non-violence, no adult content, and so on. So only those movies are included in the data. And then the model is built and then the answer is obtained. So this is the power of prompt priming. That is pre-qualifying your prompt with certain words so that the model building is faster and the answer is also more customized to your requirement. Okay, this just revising. This picture shows the model building stage of life cycle. As I said, on the left side there is model data collection stage, and on the right side there is deployment stage, but both those are not shown, only model building stage is shown. And what happens during the model building is the model is trained on specific clean set from the left side. That is the prompt which you have given. That works as the data. Okay. And the model is tested on similar but unknown test data set to which model was not exposed. This is required because the answer accuracy will depend upon how good the model is. So before giving answer on OpenAI's platform, the model is automatically tested on some unknown data set and its accuracy, etc. parameters are measured. That is called this validation part. And once it is having sufficient accuracy, then only it will be used to answer your prompt. Okay, so that's why the answers are quite reliable. Now, prompt priming, as I said, name one must-watch Hollywood movie. What are the problems with this prompt that I also already explained? That model will have to be trained on very large corpus of data. So slow and less customized. But better prompt would be this, that I want to gift a movie DVD to my 11-year-old son. He prefers animated cartoons with comedy, and I don't want to expose him to violence, nudity, or vulgarity. It should have happy ending and name one must-watch movie of 2020. You can see how we are narrowing down the whole body of knowledge. First, this is all Hollywood movies. Now, only for suitable for 11-year, only animated. No violence, no nudity, vulgarity. That means no adult content. Happy ending. So now it is even smaller and still smaller. A very narrow corpus like this, that it is from 2020 year. You can understand how quick the model will be built and how accurate its answer will. Okay. So we are narrowing down the task that I have already explained how, and we are basically training ChatGPT on a specific data set. So that makes the response faster and customized. Okay. So for example, if you are a writer, you could paste your work from last few months and ChatGPT will understand only your work is taken as data, not the work of all the authors of the world. And it will be trained on your work only. It will replicate your writing style, tone, grammar, main words which you often use, and then it will uh, give you the concluding chapters which suppose you are not able to write as you have developed a writer's block.